It's been such a hectic day for celebrity news. Stick with me because I'm gonna get into the allegations that Pamela Anderson has brought against Tim Allen, the fact that Justin Bieber sold his entire music catalog, and the insane reason that Madonna's biopic was cancelled. First off, there have been some very disturbing allegations that have surfaced about Tim Allen. In her upcoming memoir, Pamela Anderson details a disturbing incident that took place on the set of the 90s sitcom Home Improvement, when she was 23 years old and Tim was 37. Part of the book Love, Pamela has been obtained by Variety, and it was in this passage that we can hear about what really went down. Pamela wrote, "On the first day of filming, I walked out of my dressing room and Tim was in the hallway in his robe. He opened his robe and flashed me quickly, completely naked underneath. He said it was only fair because he had seen me naked. Now we're even. I laughed uncomfortably." Tim was most likely referring to Pamela's modeling for Playboy, which eventually turned the actress into an international sex symbol. Shockingly, Tim Allen responded to the allegations in his own statement to Variety. He said, "No, it never happened. I would never do such a thing." The 69-year-old actor is denying that it ever happened, but it wasn't long before fans did a little bit of digging and found a newly resurfaced clip showing him flashing another co-star in a playful blooper. The scene includes Tim and Patricia Richardson, who played Tim's wife on the show. In the video, he's dressed in a Scottish kilt and Patricia says, "Hangs long, I just wish it was shorter." Allen then lifts his kilt. The camera of course doesn't show what's underneath it, but we can pretty much guess. Patricia then spoke to TMZ about that moment and said, "People asked me what was under the kilt when he flashed me. He was well dressed under there. I was just shocked that he lifted the kilt, not by a man in boxer shorts." But clearly it's tough to compare the two instances. Tim was clearly joking with Patricia, and that moment happened in front of a live studio audience, plenty of other people around, while the incident with Pamela happened under way different circumstances. Days later, Pamela offered even more insight into the alleged incident. She told Vanity Fair that she found the whole thing surreal and uncomfortable. She said, "My book goes into it how it made me feel over the course of my life, and in this case, my career. I have no ill will towards Tim, but like the rest, it should have never happened." In her book, she reflects on the incident and wrote, "It was the first of many bizarre encounters where people felt they knew me enough to make absolute fools out of themselves. Here you go, Tim was my only line in every episode, and when they decided to expand my part, it was, here you go, Tim, have a nice day." Pamela was met with an array of supportive messages from fans after she made the claim, with many people rightfully pointing out that women weren't able to comfortably speak about such incidents happening back in the 90s. One user tweeted, "I believe Pamela Anderson. Tim Allen is a creep and always has been." Another person wrote, "The people saying why didn't she say anything at that time? It was 1991 and she was a new actress who was only known for posing for Playboy. They would have blacklisted her so fast and ripped her apart in the press. So glad she is able to tell it all now. And his career should have ended so long ago. I hope she can find peace after all of this." Of course, amongst all the Twitter noise, there was also some people coming out in defense of Tim Allen and suggesting that he did not have bad intentions if he did flash her. Someone actually wrote, "Wait, why do I feel like that was his way of making her not feel ashamed and embarrassed about the tape? It's unconventional, but I think his intentions were pure in doing that." The explosive claim is one of many in the book, which traces Pamela's rise from a small-town girl from Vancouver Island to one of the most recognizable women in the world. The actress will also be addressing last year's hit Hulu series Pam and Tommy, which was highly criticized when it came out. The series delves into the infamous tape that was stolen from her home with her then husband Tommy Lee. In her memoir, Pamela will also be clearing up any mistruths that were in the series, and she'll be taking a deep dive into her relationship with the Motley Crue drummer. Even though Love, Pamela doesn't come out until January the 31st, fans have already heard another part of the book where Pamela writes that Sylvester Stallone offered her a condo and a Porsche and asked her to be his #1 girl. That's obviously pretty shocking if it's true, but Stallone's lawyer Marty Singer told Yahoo Entertainment that the claim is completely false and fabricated, and even Stallone responded by saying, "I never made any portion of that statement. It's completely untrue." Well, whatever the case, it's no surprise that Love, Pamela is shaping up to be one of the most scandalous celebrity memoirs of the year. Moving on, Justin Bieber just sold his entire music catalog. The catalog features songs from his entire 15-year recording career, and he sold that for a whopping $200 million. The 28-year-old singer sold his music rights to Hypnosis Songs Capital, so all of those nostalgic hits like Baby, Boyfriend, and Love Me now belong to the British investment and song management company. The founder of Hypnosis Song Management, Merck Mercuriadis, released a statement on Tuesday about the sale. He said, "The impact of Justin Bieber on global culture over the last 14 years has truly been remarkable. This acquisition ranks among among the biggest deals ever made for an artist under the age of 70. Such is the power of this incredible catalog that has almost 82 million monthly listeners and over 30 billion streams on Spotify alone. Scooter Braun has helped him build a magnificent catalog, and it's a pleasure to welcome Justin and his incredible songs and recordings to the Hipgnosis family. Now, that's obviously a lot of songs when you think about Justin's time in the spotlight, but you can't say that he didn't get a good deal out of it, although we do know that his music will continue to be administered by Universal Music, where he has been throughout his entire career. Scooter Braun released a statement of his own, saying that Justin is truly once-in-a-generation artist that is reflected and acknowledged by the magnitude of the deal. His manager said, "For 15 years, I have been grateful to witness this journey, and today I am happy for all of those involved. Justin's greatness is just the beginning." But Justin is not the only artist rushing to cash out right now. Bob Dylan, Neil Young, Stevie Nicks, Justin Timberlake, and Sting, and many other artists have recently sold the rights to their royalties. In fact, Bruce Springsteen recently sold his music catalog for around $550 million. So why now? Why is everyone selling their music right now? Well, at the end of 2021, we saw a ton of artists scramble to sell their rights before the Biden administration allowed capital gains taxes to increase. First, we only saw older celebrities doing this, and the ones that were nearing the end of their careers. It was kind of their way of planning for what happens to their music after they die. But now younger ones like Justin Bieber have started selling too, and it looks like everyone's jumping on the bandwagon. Imagine Dragons sold their catalog to Concord Music Publishing in August, and this month Shakira struck a deal with Hipgnosis Songs for her entire catalog. But the only person who seems to be doing the complete opposite is Taylor Swift. She's actually fighting to maintain creative control. From 2006 to 2017, Taylor released 6 studio albums under Big Machine Records, and her contract was coming to an end in 2018. Her lawyers proposed that her masters be sold back to her, but Scooter Braun would only agree to that if she signed another 10-year contract with them. An agreement was never reached, and she called out Big Machine executives Scooter Braun and Scott Borchetta in a scathing social media post that said, "For years I asked, I pleaded for a chance to my own work. Instead, I was given an opportunity to sign back up to Big Machine Records and earn one album back at a time, one for every new one that I turned in. I learned about Scooter Braun's purchase of my masters and it was announced to the world. All I could think about was the incessant manipulative bullying I've received at his hands for years." She even accused them of preventing her from performing her older songs at the 2019 AMAs. In the end, she never backed down and decided to re-record her earlier album so she could own the rights to her own masters. So obviously, every artist is different, and not all of them feel like it's the right time to sell their life's work. But hey, at least they're all getting a good paycheck out of it. And last but not least, it looks like the Madonna biopic has officially been cancelled. That's right, the project is no longer in development at Universal Pictures. Speculation over the fate of the movie began instantly after Madonna announced a career-spanning world tour last week, which sold out shows in New York, London, and Paris in just minutes. Madonna has said that her sole focus now is going to be on the tour, but she does remain committed to making a film about her life one day. The biopic was first announced in 2020, and development on the film lingered on throughout the end of 2022. Madonna was going to be directing it, and the script she wrote was set to encompass very large periods of her creative and personal life. Last June, the news came out that Emmy and Golden Globe winner Julia Garner had won the role of Madonna, but that wasn't exactly easy. In fact, it followed a grueling weeks-long competition among a group of other young actors like Florence Pugh, Alexa Demi, Odessa Young, and Bebe Rexha, who all attended singing and dancing boot camp with hopes of winning the role. The film was also set to star Uncut Gems actress Julia Fox, who was reportedly in talks to play Madonna's longtime friend Debbie Mazar. It's incredibly heartbreaking that this project has been scrapped, considering that Madonna announced back in October of 2021 that she was almost done writing the script. She made a post on Instagram saying, "Grateful for the success of Madam X that my script is almost finished, and for the support of my beautiful children." A few weeks before that, it was announced that she would be co-writing the script with Oscar-winning Juno writer Diablo Cody. Back in September of 2020, when the biopic was first confirmed, Donna said in a statement, "I want to convey this incredible journey that life has taken me on as an artist, a musician, a dancer, a human being trying to make her way in this world. The focus of the film will always be music. Music has kept me going and art has kept me alive. There are so many untold and inspiring stories, and who better to tell it than me? It's essential to share the roller coaster ride of my life with my voice and vision." The project was going to chronicle Madonna's career, which spans almost 4 decades and has gone far beyond music, but also into things like art, movies, fashion, and and charity. The singer burst onto the 1980s music scene and established herself as the queen of pop with best-selling albums like a Virgin, True Blue, and Like a Prayer. She eventually segued into a career in Hollywood, including directing and starring in a few feature films. On top of what we do know about her career, the biopic would have also given us an insight into some of the more hidden parts of her early life, like Madonna's rocky relationship with Sean Penn. The two of them first met on the set of Material Girl in 1985. Their platonic relationship quickly blossomed into a romantic one, and by August of 1985, they tied the knot on Madonna's 27th birthday. But things quickly started to get rocky, allegedly because of Sean's unpredictable outbursts and temper. The actor was said to have a major jealous streak and would fly into fits of rage whenever he saw what looked like other men getting close to Madonna. Eventually, she decided that she'd completely had enough, and she filed for divorce in December of 1987, then again in 1989. It has been rumored that she suffered many years of verbal and physical violence from Sean, and that was the main reason for their divorce. Fans have also been dying to know about Madonna's secret relationship with Tupac Shakur. The two of the biggest names in the music industry had a brief romance going on in the 90s, but as far as we know, the societal constraints of the time made it nearly impossible for them to break through the noise and explore their love for each other. The pop star has been famously tight-lipped about their romance, but she only confirmed it in March of 2015. She said that they had been an item shortly before Tupac's death, but in July of 2017, a letter that he wrote to Madonna while he was at the Clinton Correctional Facility was put on auction and sold for more than $170,000. The letter dated back to 1995, and it delves into the factors behind their breakup and Tupac's innermost feelings about her. The whole thing read like a Romeo and Juliet story, where the star-crossed lovers have been torn apart due to political tensions, and not as a result of their own decisions. It's a real shame that the biopic has been cancelled, at least for the time being. Hopefully it does get picked up again in a few years and it'll make it to the big screen. Well, that's all the stories that we have for today. Please let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next one.